Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, your front row seat to Detroit's loudest whispers, smartest rumors, and the kind of football chess that turns Sundays into statements. If you love this team the way this city loves work, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe now and stay with me to the end, because I'm laying out the full plan, the cap reality in plain English, 2 trade frameworks that actually pass the smell test, the roll-by-roll fit, on offense, defense, and special teams, plus the exact timeline window when this could swing from no way to send the terms. You'll leave with receipts you can debate in the comments and a blueprint you can picture on the field. Let me ask you something that will set the tone for the next 30 seconds. What if the Lions are one audacious phone call away from bending the NFC North to their will? Not a splash for the sake of headlines, an addition that rewires the geometry of every game we play. We're not talking about a depth piece or a name we fell in love with 3 years too late. We're talking about a player who forces defensive coordinators to rewrite Tuesday's install and special teams coaches to lose sleep on Friday night. Detroit's front office has been disciplined all offseason. You've seen the restraint. You've heard the "we like our room" talk. Meanwhile, the division has been loading up. Green Bay's youth is loud. Chicago thinks it found its pulse. Minnesota is sneaky physical. The window is open right now, and windows don't wait for anyone. So what's the lever you can pull that multiplies your strengths instead of chasing your weaknesses? What breaks the stalemate when January gets cold and margins get thin? Here's the profile, not the name. Yet. Electric with the ball, violent without it. A technician who can run routes with receiver detail and play corner with mirrored patience. A return threat who flips the field without gadgetry. A competitor who treats every rep like it's fourth end season. He isn't a specialist, he's a problem set. You can't bracket him without sacrificing structure. You can't test him without paying interest. Let's talk signals, the ones that matter more than gossip. Agent circles asking careful questions about opportunity and role. Analytical departments around the league running 2 very different cut-ups for the same player, one on offense, one on defense, because nobody wants to get this wrong. Quiet what-if conversations about snap. Counts and workload management so the ceiling stays sky-high from September to February. None of this guarantees a move. All of it tells you that grown-ups are doing math. Why the Lions? Why now? Because our identity is violent balance. We bludgeon fronts with the line, then steal angles with motion. We ask receivers to block like tight ends and tight ends to move like receivers. We live in the gray area where effort plus detail equals inevitability. Add a player who threatens 3 phases, and the pressure on opponents becomes constant and cruel. Every possession starts on a tilted field. Every mistake they make gets taxed at 7 points. Cap and cost, without the jargon. You're not buying a maxed-out veteran contract here. You're navigating rookie-scale mechanics and the leverage that comes with team control. That means money isn't the barrier. Value is. Jacksonville, if they hold the rights, isn't in the charity business. You'd be paying in picks, maybe a player whose role is about to shrink anyway, and the price goes up if you want cash or conditions attached. 2 frameworks make sense. A first plus a day 2 pick with light conditions, or a first with a player swap that helps both depth charts breathe. Anything insane? Walk away. Anything disciplined with a plan? That's Detroit. Let's dream responsibly on the whiteboard. Offense first. Align him in the slot to punish linebackers, bounce him to Z for speed motion jet looks, release him from stacked sets where free access becomes slant-to-go nightmares. Use him as the orbit motion that tells you coverage, the flash. Fake that holds a safety for Jared Goff to drop a moonball to Jamison Williams, or the quick game outlet who turns 2nd and 8 into 2nd and 2. Defense next. Press at the line when we want a choke timing, bail from late cushion when we want bait, carry verticals so safeties can trigger like missiles, add in special teams, a return threat who changes play calling on both sides because opponents hate giving our offense short fields. Before I reveal the name, quick CTA, because I'm about to map the deployment, the snap count guardrails, and the red zone packages we'd steal on day one. If you want that film room detail all week, smash like, tap subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're building this one together, and I'll pin the best trade frameworks in the comments so the whole fan base can refine them. All right. Deep breath. The player at the center of this storm is Travis Hunter. Yes, that Travis Hunter, the two-phase firecracker, the ultra-competitive, snap-eating, angle-destroying phenom who plays with a veteran's brain and a kid's fearlessness. On a rookie scale, arc under team control with a skill set that doesn't just fit, elevates everything Detroit already does well. You don't add him to be cute. You add him because a game with Travis in Honolulu Blue becomes a test opponents can't study. For why would Jacksonville even listen? Timing and team building. If they hold the rights, their calculation is classic. Do you keep a rare two-phase weapon and build a program around him? Or do you cash in for premium capital to fill more immediate needs? Every roster has friction points, cap sequencing, depth chart logjams, a different philosophical tilt on two-way usage in the NFL grind. If the price looks like the start of a fast-tracked core, their phone stays on. If the offer is thin, it goes straight to voicemail. That's life at the top of the board. Let's get granular on Detroit usage. Offense, 15-20 snaps early in noise. Hybrid packages, growing to 25+ in specific game plans. Start with quick hitters, choice, glance, bubble to go, then layer double moves once coordinators start cheating. Build a three-man triangle with Amon-Ra St. Brown's leverage mastery and Laporta's option craft, so somebody is always open by design. Use him on jet motion, not to force touches, but to force panic. He doesn't have to touch the ball to change. The math: defense, 25-35 snaps tailored to opponent tendencies. Press man, when the matchup is a finesse, WR1. Off-man mirror on double move specialists. Red zone match on size threats, with bracket calls that let him play top shoulder and steal fades. He lets Aaron Glenn call heat from depth because on ball. Technique buys the rush an extra half second. Hutchinson will feel it. So will our third down packages, special teams, selective but savage. You don't feed him 15 returns a game. You pick your spots. End of half, we need juice? Roll him out. Momentum sagging out of the locker room? Roll him out. The threat alone shifts directional punts, reduces hang time, and buys hidden yards, even on fair catches. That's three-phase gravity you can't fake. Workload management, because we're adults. We set hard ceilings, no ego touches, no hero ball. Wellness data leads the way. GPS, recovery trends, tissue load. He'll hate getting pulled. We'll love him in January, because we did. Give him star treatment in the training room and role-player humility in the game plan. The result is a season that ramps, not burns. Two trade frameworks you can argue with. A straight face. Framework 1. Lions send a first and a conditional third that upgrades with snap thresholds and all-rookie honors, plus a rotational player whose role got tighter after our draft. In return, we get Hunter and a late pick swap to smooth surplus value. Framework 2. Lions send a first, a future second, and take back a small contract Jacksonville wants off the books. We get Hunter clean and keep our roster intact. Both versions respect team control. Both versions keep our cap flexible. And both versions bet on development without mortgaging identity. Let's paint Sundays. First quarter. Orbit motion forces bump coverage. Linebackers widen. Gibbs slices a crease for 8 yards because the apex defender hesitated. Second quarter, empty set. Travis at number 3. Choice route against a safety on an island. Free access. 6 easy yards move the chains. Third quarter, defense shows too high. We give jet look. Goff hits Laporta behind a flat-footed, curly flat defender, and the broadcast draws circles around Travis, even though he never touched the ball. Fourth quarter, third and goal, Opponents. WR1 tries a fade. Hunter stacks him on the red line, late hands, incomplete. That's 4 plays that don't make a highlight reel, but win football games. Culture check, the Detroit way. The locker room will test him. Good. He'll test it back with habits. First in, last out, body maintenance like a pro, zero diva energy, all accountability. Dan Campbell doesn't worship talent. He weaponizes it through buy-in. If Travis wants to be the rare two-phase monster in the pros, this is the building that will protect him from burnout and push him toward greatness. No shortcuts, all-purpose, matchups that matter. Green Bay's wide-out factory, press at the line, choke spacing, force them into contested outs on the boundary. Chicago's RPO farm. Sit on the glance window and make them hand the ball off into a box they don't want. Minnesota's bunch stacks, pass off with clinic-level communication, use his route IQ to blow up the pivot before it starts. On offense, he turns every too-high shell into a coverage tell. If they go single high to add a hat in the run, Jameson goes screaming down the seam. Pick your poison. Receipts will post in December if this happens. Average starting field position improving by 2 yards. Explosive play rate up 2 percentage points. Opponent third down conversion down 3. Red zone trips up 1 per game. Across a 5-week rolling average, those are boring numbers that equal loud wins. That's how you measure impact without making it a video game fantasy. Now, the honesty you expect here, until pen hits paper, this is speculation. Disciplined, informed but speculation. Jacksonville can slam the door. The price can balloon. Our front office can decide the load is too ambitious for the return. All real possibilities. But there's also a world where the timing is perfect, the offer is fair, the role is clear, and Detroit adds a piece that makes the whole roster feel lighter. Your move, one pride. Would you trade a first and a conditional for a two-phase star who tilts 3 phases and fits our culture like a glove? Which side of the ball would you emphasize? First, weaponize the offense or suffocate on defense. Drop your frameworks below. The best ones get featured in our next breakdown with film clips and chalk talk. If you rode with me this far, you already know. This isn't about being loud in July. It's about being undeniable in January. If the door cracks open, you don't knock, you run through it. And if it stays shut, we keep building the same way that put fear back in this division. With craft, with grit, and with Sundays that sound like Detroit. Stay locked, hit subscribe, and keep the notifications on. If Travis Hunter puts on Honolulu blue, you'll hear it here first because this is Lions News Fan Report, and we don't just chase rumors. We turn them into roadmaps.